Good morning, students. Welcome in Ashok Vidyalaya Engineer College of Science. Here is subject of computer science, and this is the guidance lecture for 12th standard. So today we will see the paper pattern of computer science 1. So here is subject of what? Computer science part 1. Here theory of computer science part is the 50 marks. Means written paper is 50 marks and practical paper is the 50 marks. Total is 100 marks of CS1 and also CS2 is also 100 marks. Then see the proper question paper, which is for written 50 marks. So first question is what? Select the alternative option or select the correct option or alternative from the following and rewrite the sentence. It's having 4 questions and each having 1 mark. So A, given the answer, given the question, and you have to choose options for 1, choose the correct one answer. Then second is B, here is question and you have to choose from 4 options, choose the correct one. Then C and D. So first question A is the select the correct alternative from the following and rewrite the sentence. काय करायचंय तुम्हाला? चॉईस द करेक्ट वन करून त्याचं जे सेंटेन्स आहे ते पूर्णपणे लिहायचंय तिथं. त्याला तुम्हाला 1 मार्काला 1 क्वेश्चन आहे. टोटल तुमचं 4 मार्काचा क्वेश्चन नंबर 1A राहणार आहे. ठीक आहे. देन क्वेश्चन नंबर 1B, अटेम्प्ट एनी 2 of the following. 3 marks of each and 3 into 2 total 6 marks. You have to give 3 questions and you have to choose any 2 of them. Then question number 2A. Question number 2A काय असणार आहे तुमचा? Attempt any 2 of the following, 3 marks each question and total 6 marks. You have to write 3 out of 2. Then question number 2B, attempt any one of the following. Then here is 4 marks of each question. You have to choose 1 and total 4 marks. A and B, so choose any one. Then question number 3. Question number 3A, attempt any 2 of the following, 3 marks each, total of 6 marks. So A, B, C, you have to give one and you have to choose of them any 2. Then B, question number 3B is the attempt any one of the following, 4 marks of each and total 4 marks, because you have to choose here only 1 question you have to write. Then question number 4A, attempt any 2 of the following, 3 marks each, total of 6 marks. Then you have to choose 2 of 3. Then question number 4B, attempt any one of the following, 4 marks each, then total 4 marks. Given A and B, you have to any one of choice. Then question number 5A, attempt any 2 of the following, हिअर आर प्रोग्रामिंग क्वेश्चन्स. HTML चा असेल किंवा C++ चा असेल, 2 प्रोग्राम तुम्हाला लिहायचे आहेत. 5 मार्काला 1 असणार आहे. 3 क्वेश्चन दिले असतील, त्यातले कोणतेही 2 तुम्हाला लिहायचे आहेत. ह्याला ऑर क्वेश्चन असणार आहे, सेम ॲज इट इज. अटेम्प्ट एनी 2 ऑफ द फॉलोइंग, 5 marks each, total is 10 marks. You have to given 3 questions and you have to choice of them any 2 questions. Okay, so this is your CS1 computer science paper 1 paper pattern. Then computer science 1 consisting 4 chapters. First is what? Operating system. Second is what? Data structure. Third is what? C++. And fourth is what? HTML. In operating system and data structure, here is theory and C++ and HTML. You have to practical for these chapters. Then chapter weightage. See here, first chapter, that is operating system. Here is 22 marks of weightage. म्हणजे अख्ख्या क्वेश्चन पेपर मध्ये 50 मार्काच्या क्वेश्चन पेपर मध्ये तुम्हाला ऑप्शन सहित ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम वर किती क्वेश्चन विचारले जातील? 22 मार्काचे क्वेश्चन विचारले जातील. त्याच्यानंतर डेटा स्ट्रक्चरला ऑप्शन सहित 17 मार्काचा क्वेश्चन्स विचारलेले असणार आहेत. त्याच्यानंतर C++ ला 41 मार्काचं ऑप्शन सहित क्वेश्चन्स विचारलेले असतील. त्याच्यानंतर HTML ला 14 मार्क्स असतील, जे तुमचे ऑप्शन सहित असतील. आणि टोटल आपला CS1 चा पेपर राहील 94 मार्क्सचा, जेणेकरून तुम्हाला 50 मार्क्सचा क्वेश्चन पेपर त्यातला चॉईस करून लिहायचा. तुम्हाला किती चॉईस आहे बघा तिथं. आउट ऑफ पडायला तुम्हाला काहीच हरकत नाही. ठीक आहे, हे झालं तुमचं चॅप्टर वाईज वेटेज. देन रिड्यूस सिलेबस बघा काय आहे. ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम मध्ये 1.3 जो आहे आपला, काय आहे 1.3? ओव्हरव्ह्यू ऑफ OS, विंडोज 98 अँड विंडोज NT अँड लिनक्स. हे ओमिट केलेलं आहे. रिझन फॉर व्हॉट? कवर्ड इन प्रॅक्टिकल. म्हणजे हे आपल्याला प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये कव्हर करायचं आहे, पण थेरी मध्ये नाही. याचाच अर्थ काय? याचा अभ्यास तर आपल्याला करायचाच आहे, बिकॉज ह्याच्यावर डिपेंड आपल्याला पुढच्या कन्सेप्ट असणार आहेत. म्हणून त्याच्यानंतर GUI, ग्राफिकल युजर इंटरफेस, त्याचं पण तेच आहे, कवर्ड इन प्रॅक्टिकल सांगितलंय त्यांनी. देन डेटा स्ट्रक्चर मधला इंट्रोडक्शन टू डेटा स्ट्रक्चर हा पार्ट तुमचा वगळण्यात आलेला आहे, पण त्याचं सेल्फ लर्निंग तुम्हाला करावं लागणार आहे. त्याच्यानंतर इन C++ मधला रिव्ह्यू ऑफ C++ चा जो पार्ट आहे आणि प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग, त्याचं काय करायचं आहे? प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये कव्हर करायचं आपल्याला ते, आणि सेल्फ लर्निंग आपण करायचं आहे. प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये ऑलरेडी आपण सगळे पॉइंट्स कव्हर केलेले आहेत. ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट आहे HTML मधला. HTML चा इंट्रोडक्शनचा जो पार्ट आहे तो तुम्हाला सेल्फ लर्निंग साठी दिलेला आहे. पण जर तुम्ही इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ HTML चा अभ्यास जर नाही केला तर काय होणार आहे? तुम्हाला पुढचे टॅग्स किंवा पुढच्या कन्सेप्ट ज्या आहेत त्या क्लिअर होणार आहेत का? ऑलवेज नाही. सो तुम्हाला ह्या सगळ्या पॉइंटचा अभ्यास करायचाच आहे, बिकॉज आपल्याला प्रॅक्टिकली नॉलेज त्याचं लागणारच आहे. ठीक आहे. सो आपण काय करूया, थोडंसं रिव्ह्यू बघूया ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम मध्ये काय आहे. ओके, सो इन फर्स्ट चॅप्टर, that is operating system. So what is operating system? An operating system is a program which acts as an interface between user of a computer and computer hardware. कम्प्युटरचा युजर जो आहे आणि कम्प्युटरचा हार्डवेअर जो आहे त्या दोघांच्यातला दुवा म्हणजे आपण काय म्हणणार आहे? ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम. ओके, सो सर्व्हिसेस इन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम कोणकोणत्या आहेत? इन्फॉर्मेशन मॅनेजमेंट, प्रोसेस मॅनेजमेंट अँड मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट. ह्या सर्व्हिस इन OS वरती तुम्हाला 100% एक क्वेश्चन असणार आहे. इन्फॉर्मेशन मॅनेजमेंट लिहा किंवा प्रोसेस मॅनेजमेंट काय आहे किंवा मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट काय आहे. ठीक आहे. सो हा इम्पॉर्टंट पार्ट आहे की जो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम मधला आहे. त्याच्यावरती तुम्हाला 3 मार्काचा सुद्धा क्वेश्चन विचारू शकतात किंवा 4 मार्काचा सुद्धा विचारू शकतात. त्याच्यानंतर आहे ओव्हरव्ह्यू ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम. काय मग आपण ओव्हरव्ह्यू सांगणार आहे ह्याचा किंवा त्याचे मेन फीचर्स काय सांगू शकतो आपण विंडोज 98 चे. फर्स्ट इज व्हॉट? फास्टर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम. आफ्टर दॅट सेकंड इज इझी टू यूज. देन more entertaining, fun and help. These are the features of Windows 98 and it is also an overview of OS. So Windows NT and Windows 98 and Linux, these are the omitted, but do study for that points. Okay, then file system. File system is the important because on this point you have to ask 4 mark question. डिस्क के ऊपर रहेगा, फ्लॉपी डिस्क के ऊपर रहेगा, हार्ड डिस्क के ऊपर रह सकता है, और व्हाट इज द ब्लॉक एंड ऑल, that type of questions you have to ask. Then file operation. कौन कौन से फाइल ऑपरेशंस है? क्रिएट, रीड, राइट, रिवाइंड एंड डिलीट a file. So create a file means what? For creating a file, first whether sufficient space and is available for the file is checked. If it is available, entry for new file must be made in directory. This means what? Create a new file. Then write to a file. क्या करने का है? उस फाइल में जो हमने फाइल क्रिएट किया है उसमें क्या करना है? Write some document or write some data. So this is the write to a file. Then reading a file. What is mean by that? For reading also there is a system called in which file name is specified. Then operating system searches for the required file in the directory, entry and read it. Then rewind a file. Rewind a file means a directory is searched for the appropriate entry and file is reset to the beginnings of file. Then delete a file. To delete a file, again directory entry is searched and if that data or that file is founded, release and memory space, and that directory entry now become in invalid space. That is the delete of file. Then allocation methods. What is the allocation methods? There are 2 parts: contiguous allocation method and non-contiguous allocation methods. Then file organization. Sequential file organization means what? What is the advantages for that? What is the disadvantages for that? Then direct file organization. Organization means what? It is the order to overcome in the main disadvantage of large access time and efficiency. In sequence file organization, the concepts of direct file organization is developed. These also having advantage and disadvantage. Then multi-programming. What is multi-programming? What is scheduling? What is priority? Then what is scheduling philosophies? First is non-primitive and then primitive policies. Then time sharing, multitasking. What is mean by multitasking? A task can be defined as an asynchronous code path within a process. In multitasking, a process can consist of multiple tasks which run simultaneously. Multiple tasks should be able to run concurrently within a process. Is known as what? Multitasking. Then time sharing. Time sharing means what? Time sharing refers to the allocation of computer resources in time-dependent fashion to several programs simultaneously. Then memory management, partition, fixed partition means what? What is the paging? This point also important, paging, segment. You have to ask this point for 3 marks question. Then virtual memory. Virtual memory. What is the virtual memory? And some terms related to virtual memory system. So which term? Locality of reference, page fault, working set, page replacement policy, dirty page. These points are important for virtual memory. Then basic of GUI. GUI means what? Graphical user interface. On this point, you have to ask 3 marks or 4 marks question. So this is also important. Then access and security aspects of operating system. These points also important because in this point there are 2 points, security and threats. So what is meant by security and what is meant by threat? You have to ask for 3 marks. Then attacks. What is meant by attacks on security? Then computer worm and computer viruses. Write a short note for this point for 3 marks. And difference between computer virus and computer worms. This is also asking for 3 marks. So this is the first chapter, that is the operating systems. Then data structure. What is meant by data structure? Yes, anyone tell me? The logical or mathematical model of particular organization of data is called as what? Data structure. Operations of data structures are 6, that is traversing, searching, inserting, deleting, sorting and merging. This question also asking for 3 marks. This is very simple question. Then algorithmic notation. There are 3 steps, that is step, control, exit. Second is comments and third one is variable and fourth one is input output. Then what is the procedure? What is the control structure? In control structure, there are 3 types. First is the sequence logic, second is the selection logic, and third one is the iteration logic. Sequence logic means what? Generally, modules are executed in some sequence. The sequence is represented by means of numbered steps. Generally, follow the pattern. Module 1, module 2, module 3, like this. Then, selection logic means what? Select any one, if yes or no. So, here is a selection. In selection, there are 2 types, single alternative and double alternative. Then iterative. Iterative logic means what? Iteration called loops. So here we using loops. First is the repeat for loop and repeat while loop. So for loop में क्या करते हैं हम लोग? Some amount is given and for that amount we have to that particular amount we have to solve that amount. So this is the for loop. And while loop means what? It uses a condition to control the loop. Any one condition is given and that particular condition is controlling for that particular loop. Then arrays. What is meant by array? A linear array is a list of finite number n of homogeneous data elements. Okay. So representation of array in memory. This is also important and this is asked for 3 marks. Then traversing linear array. This is also important and you have to ask for this point 3 marks question. You have to write for that traversing linear array definition and algorithm for traversing a linear array. Then inserting element in array, same as deleting. So we have 3 options for arrays: traversing, inserting and deleting. Then bubble sort. What is meant by bubble sort? How it works, or write down the algorithm for bubble sort. This is also 4 mark question and you have to write it. Okay. A very simple point is given. Then what is meant by searching? What is meant by linear search? What is meant by binary search? Algorithm for binary search. Then pointer array. Then record and linear array. Difference between what? Record and linear array. This is also simple question you have to ask for 3 marks. Then linked list. What is mean by linked list and how represent of linked list in a memory. This is also 3 or 4 mark question. Then tree data structure. What is mean by tree? Tree is an hierarchical structure of collected data atoms. It is a non-linear structure. Okay. And what is mean by root? What is mean by child? What is mean by parent? What is mean by leaf? What is mean by siblings? Then leaf subtree, right subtree, label. This is also 3 or 4 mark questions. Then types of tree. What is the types of tree? Null tree, binary tree, ordered tree and non-ordered tree. So what is binary tree? It having same balance for both sides. That is the binary tree. Then complete binary tree. Then algebraic expression for 2 marks question. Then representing binary trees in memory allocation. Then sequential representation. Then stack and queue structure. Stack is what? LIFO. And what is the operation of stack? Push and pop. Then queue. Queue is what? FIFO structure. FIFO means first in, first out. These are the second chapter, that is data structure. Third one is what? C++. So what is mean by C++? Practically knowledge are important. You have to study for that practically, also theoretically, because this chapter is 43 marks of weightage. So what is mean by object OOPS concept? What is the benefit of OOPS concept, feature of OOPS concept? Then what is mean by object? What is mean by class? Then data binding means what? Encapsulation means what? what is the inheritance, what is the polymorphism. This is the features of OOPS concept. Features of OOPS concept is what? Program are divided into objects, and different objects communicates with each other through the message called method. Then second is what? Emphasis are given on data rather than the procedure. Third one is what? Data is hidden and can't be accessed or alternated by external function. Then functions operating on the data object are encapsulated. Means what? Tied together in the single data structure called as what? Class. Then fifth one is the new data and functions can be easily added whenever it necessary. And sixth one is what? Follows the bottom-up approach in program design. These 6 marks you have to given 3 marks fully. Only 6 points you have to written in your exam. Then what is mean by object, what is mean by class. For example, क्या करना है आपको कि डेफिनेशन लिखना है ऑब्जेक्ट का और उसका जो सिंटैक्स रहता है वो देना है. क्लासेस का भी सेम करना है. So what is mean by public, private and protected? It is the access specifiers. Okay. Then passing by reference and passing by values. So what is the pass by reference? Variables can be passed to the functions either by value or by reference. So similarly, we can pass a reference to object to a function. When an object is passed as an argument to a function, a copy of the object is made, that is, create the functions its own copy and works on its own copy. Therefore, any changes made in functions don't affect the original object, while when you pass an object by reference, there is no copy of the object is made and its memory address is passed to the function. So that called is what? Function directly works on the original object which is passed through the function during function call. Function call कसं करायचं, function return कसं करायचं, then methods, functions, then class versus function. Nested class means what? What is the constructor? A constructor is an operation that has the ability to change the state of an object. So the initialize of the object takes place using a special function called the constructor. It is the call when you instantiate an object. The constructor is a function whose name is the same as the class name with no return type. Then constructor are methods that are used to initialize an object at its the definition time. Then constructors have the same name of the class. Thus, they are the identified to be constructor. Then, as other the methods, they can take arguments. So, they can be overloaded. And constructors are implicitly called when we define the objects of their classes. There are two types, default constructor and parameterized constructor. So what is mean by default constructor? If you do not define any constructor in your class, then system provides it and it has no body, but you can define it as well. So it is known as default constructor. Then parameterized constructor. This type of constructor can take arguments, so it is called parameterized constructor. Then syntax for that and for example of the constructor. Then overloading constructor means what? Then copy constructor is what? Then destructor is what? What is the definition of destructors with example? So write it destructors some points and you have to write this program for that particular destructor. Then static member. What is the static member and how it is shown? To see the define the static members and you have to write some example for that. Then inheritance. What is mean by inheritance? Then different forms of inheritance, types of inheritance. This is also asking for 4-mark questions. Then use of virtual functions. What is the virtual functions? You have to write their definition and for example. Then what is mean by friend function in a C++? You have to write their definition of friend function, then syntax of friend function, and then you have to write example for that. Then what is mean by operator overloading, operator overwriting. Then types of conversion. What is the types of conversion? Then files and streams. What is the files and what is the streams and which operations for particular file. So file handling. What is mean by file handling? These also points are asking for the in C++ chapter. Then our 4th chapter is what? HTML. So what is mean by HTML? Definition of HTML or structure of HTML, advantages of HTML, then how to HTML documentation, then various tags we have to use in the HTML. Structure of HTML is what? The main structure of HTML web page. The first is what? HTML in what? Yes, anyone tell me how to write the HTML page? Yes, Adnya Kulkarni.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me the simple HTML document or a simple web page. How we write the HTML page? What we write in Notepad?
We first start with the HTML tags, that is the HTML and then the title, the head, the
After
title,
that,
the
head
body.
tag is there, and in head tag there is a title tag. Okay, then close the head tag. After that, we open the body tag. What we write in body tag? Yes, the main content of our web page, whatever may be it, we have to write in body tag. Okay, then close the body tag and close the HTML tag. So what is the purpose of HTML tag? Yes, tell me. Yes, what is the purpose of HTML tag? Tell me, Aditya Naik, Anuj, Deep Jain. बोला बोला पटपट बोला चला. Hinal Shah, Kuhu. Yes, Kuhu Kekar, tell me what is the purpose of HTML tag and head tag? Be fast.
Ma'am, in head tag, we write the title of the program.
This is the general information about head tag. Okay. Then HTML tag. Which is the purpose of HTML tag? The HTML tag what? Identifies the document is an HTML. Okay. It is the starts from HTML tag and close with what? Backslash HTML tag. Yes. Then what about title tag? The title of document is specified by titled element. Then body. What we write in body tag, it is the main content of our web page. Right or wrong? Okay. Then attributes of body tag. There is background color, text color, font, etc. Okay. Then what is the BR tag? BR tag means what? Insert a single line break. Okay. Then HR tag for using what? Horizontal rule purpose. Then heading tags. Heading tags कितने हैं हमारे? 8 ना? Yes. Heading tags कितने हैं? H1 to H8 ना? Yes, tell me. No, 6. Okay. Yes, good job. So heading tag is H1 to H6. Then pre-tag. Pre-tag means what? Pre-formats in the text. Then font tag. Attributes of font tag is what? Size, space, color, etc. Then marquee tag. What is the purpose of marquee tag? Tell me fast. What is the purpose of marquee tag? Scrolling the text. Good. Then attribute of marquee tags. Its direction, its alignment, its looping. Yes. speed, then scroll amount, right? Then subscript और superscript क्या होता है? Subscript means what? It displays the representation of mathematical formulas or chemical equations. And superscript is representation of also mathematical formulas or chemical equations. Then hypertext. How we give the link. Yes, how we give the link. Which tag is used there? Anchor and href is equal to what? URL. URL means what? Yes, URL means what? Your address. Then fifth types of we have to linking the page. First is what? Link to a page on the वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब. म्हणजे काय करू शकतो आपण डायरेक्टली www चा सुद्धा हायपरलिंक देऊ शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर इमेजची लिंक देऊ शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर डॉक्युमेंटची लिंक देऊ शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर लिंक ऑन द सेम पेज, त्याच पेजला आपण डॉक्युमेंट करू शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर links between sections of different documents. Then linking to the mail. Mail ला सुद्धा आपण लिंक करू शकतो. Then what is the list and what are the tags using the list? Tell me. Mrunmai. What is the list and what are the tags using for that? List having two types, three types. That is ordered, unordered and definition list. And tags are what? OL tags. OL tags means what? For ordered list. UL means unordered list. LI means what? List atom. Then definition list. DL means. DT means definition terms. Then DD means definition description. So in unordered list by default कैसे आते हैं वो? बुलेटेड लिस्ट में आते हैं. और हम लोग दे क्या सकते हैं? सर्कल और स्क्वायर, ये दोनों दे सकते हैं. देन ऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट में क्या होता है? बाय डिफॉल्ट क्या आता है? उसमें नंबर्स आते हैं. और कौन कौन से टाइप्स हम लोग दे सकते हैं? कैपिटल लेटर्स, स्मॉल लेटर्स, देन रोमन लिपीज, देन नंबर्स एंड starts from particular numbers. Then definition list में क्या होता है? A definition list is not a list of items. This is the list for a terms and explanation for that particular term. Okay. Then nested में क्या होता है? Nested list, list में और एक list डाल सकते हैं हम लोग. Then tables in HTML. So table attribute दे सकते हैं हम लोग. Table TR, TH, TD ये क्या है? Table के particular tags है. In that tags we have to add उसकी alignment, background color, border value, cell padding, cell spacing. So what is meant by cell padding? Cell padding is equal to, in double quote there is some value. So it determines the amount of space in pixel format between the border of cell and the content of the cell, and its default value is 1. Then cell spacing. Cell spacing means what? Determines the amount of space, it is in pixel format, between individual cell in table, and its default value is what? 2. इसकी हाइट दे सकते हैं, इसकी विड्थ दे सकते हैं हम लोग. देन इमेज दे सकते हैं हम लोग HTML में. यस, वो स्क्रॉल भी कर सकते हैं. तो इमेज के एट्रीब्यूट कौन कौन से? अलाइनमेंट है, बॉर्डर है, हाइट है, विड्थ है, H स्पेस है, V स्पेस है. Then these all points including what? HTML. So guys, to study well, and any questions or any doubts, ask me. We have to solve your doubts. Okay. So this is your guidance lecture. See the weightage for particular chapter. First chapter, that is operating system, that is optional. With optional, there are 22 marks. Then data structure, with options, there are 17 marks. In C++, there are, with options, there are 41 marks, and HTML, there are 14 marks, and total 94 marks question paper, and you have to choice in that only 50. So out of out मिळू शकतात थोडासा अभ्यास केला तर. ठीक आहे. So thank you for that. Today we will stop here.